What's going on, guys? Chad here with Green Light Shooting. Welcome to the review. This is just going to be sort of a quick highlight review of the new Alien Gear Shapeshift Pocket Holster. So the thing's pretty slick. As always, whenever Alien comes out with something new, they reach out to me and I say definitely send this thing out because I love these things, man. They're one of my favorite holsters, and I was stoked to check out their pocket holster. So, anyways, this one is for the SIG P238. This is my wife's gun, so don't make fun of me for the pearl grips. But, anyways, so the pocket holster is pretty dope, right? This is the entire setup. It goes in your pocket. I initially thought this little hook was supposed to like hook on like that, but apparently that's not. After reading the instructions, it says that you're supposed to go all the way in your pocket. And then you can see the print right there. It's it's a nice square as opposed to a firearm. And the reason I like that is this hook also kind of makes it sit that way, right? It doesn't look like a firearm. Without that, it would have this firearm shape. So I think that's a pretty slick setup. It just looks like a big wallet or a big phone or something in there. The other thing is on the back here, you can see that it's kind of open and skeletonized. I thought that was a little weird. I thought I was doing something wrong, but apparently this is how it's supposed to look. Keeps everything nice and light and accessible, I guess. So how it's working is you can see that it's covering the complete trigger guard, so you're good there. And then on this back portion, it's sort of like a thumb stop. So you put your thumb right there, and you can draw really nice and clean off of pushing off of that. Now, just like with all the other Alien Gear stuff, you can adjust retention with a built-in like little tool right here. So underneath the hook is a little screw. You just twist and pull this off. And then on the other side, this is your retention. You can use this tool to just put it in that little opening and then adjust your retention to how tight or how loose you want that firearm in there. Now, the other nice thing is, as opposed to this just being just a solid shell that sits in your pocket like a lot of other pocket holsters, this hook helps out because once it's in your pocket, if for some reason you're drawing and the gun's not coming out of your holster, that tends to catch in the corner, and you can see that just makes the gun draw super, super smooth. So that hook is it's a pretty ingenious little design, I have to admit. But yeah, so this is my first time out here using it. I haven't used it a bunch, like actually drawing from it and firing. So I want to see how that goes, and then I'll give you a little more feedback. You'll notice in that opening video, I didn't have one in the chamber. It's just a gun that I'm not used to. It's single action. It's a holster I'm not used to. So for the sake of safety, I'm not going to have one in the chamber. I'm going to draw and so that's why I'm doing that. But anyways, yeah, let's test this thing out, get a couple draws in, and then I'll give you kind of a little bit more of my conclusion, my review on it, and we'll go from there. So I've noticed that if I try and reach my hand in my pocket and draw the gun, the draw is much less clean than if I start in my pocket. So for instance, here's one reaching in and pulling. Right? And then if I have it in my pocket and then say that, you're in a situation where you're kind of not sure, you want your hand on your gun, I have my hand in my pocket. I've got the thumb on that release, and then when it's time to go, the draw is much, much cleaner and much smoother as opposed to trying to reach in there, trying to get it loose and pulling. So that's how I would definitely recommend drawing from this holster. So yeah, overall I've been pretty impressed with the little holster once you get used to its quirks. The other thing is, just like any of the other Shapeshift holsters, it's super easy to transition from the pocket holster to like a full shell. So for instance, you flip off this this little screw right here, this pocket holster adapter slides out, and then you can throw on, just slide in the full shell adapter, and now you're back to your outside the waistband full waist holster or full shell holster. You got a thumb press release. It's really, really simple to go back and forth. One of my favorite things about the Shapeshift is how they're toolless. But yeah, man, so the pocket holster is it's a pretty slick little setup. I've got to admit, I don't know that I'd go with a gun too much bigger than about this size, just because I guess it depends on how big your pants are and your pockets are, but I feel like the print will start getting pretty noticeable and pretty big at that point. But for a gun this size, I think it's dang near impossible to notice. Now, another thing to keep in mind is, as I mentioned, these are big pants. I had my buddy wear these. He had on a little bit skinnier jeans on, and it definitely printed more on him. But the print, again, it was like a big rectangle, so it just looked like a wallet or something. I don't think anyone would ever think that it was a gun. It did leave a print, but yeah, it wasn't a gun-shaped print by any means. So, anyways, that is the review on the Alien Gear Shapeshift Pocket Holster. little quick one. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If so, hit that thumbs up button. There will be more information on that if you want to check it out down in the video description below. There's a link that'll take you straight to their site. Yeah, you know, this isn't a sponsored video. They're not paying me to review this thing. I'm not getting paid for a commission on anything of these you guys buy. So they sent it out to me for review for free. So that was the only thing that they did. So yeah, I feel pretty good about this holster. Check it out if you feel so inclined. Hit that thumbs up button, and we'll see you next time on Green Light Shooting.